New member shoutouts to Prince Chaotic, and it's your boy Abe! Emerging. Nail recognizes the soldier's armor as Frieza's. Goku adding the Saiyans wore that kind too. Shouting to the warriors, Goku explains they only want Frieza. If they let him through, no harm will come to anyone else. But we know that's not how the Frieza Force does things by now. Back up! Back up! Yeesh, what strength! I ended it quick in case more come. You thought you were done with me? Questioning which one of these guys are Frieza. Raccoon laughs in his face at the thought. If one of them were Frieza, he wouldn't have been able to land a single hit. Birder suggests Goku must have come here looking for a job or something, obviously not even considering someone would dare challenge his lord. Reiterating his previous statement, Goku remarks they really don't want to hurt either of them, just Frieza himself, causing Birder to spout there are only two ways they will ever lay eyes on their master, either tied up the hands and feet, or dead. When Nail chimes in, confidently uttering, that's too bad for them. The Ginyu amazed to see a Namekian, under the belief they were all dead. In a much more peaceful area of the compound, Jace seems to be having a wonderful dream, causing him to talk in his sleep. In his fantasy, Captain Ginyu has decided to make him the new captain and rebrand themselves as the Jace Commando. His lady friend grabbing her, I guess, alien version of a cell phone, giggling she needs to tell the girls about this. As he continues, announcing he'll then name Ginyu Minister of the Jace Commando Choreographies, before scoffing, Udaru, bah, I'll ditch you tomorrow, which is who this woman infers to be given her reaction. Just as his scouter begins to ring out, jolting him awake and several feet out of his bed, as someone informs him of an emergency nearby, replying he's on his way. As he and Goldo sprint down a corridor, the latter explaining how Raccoon and Birder got their butts handed to him, all while mowing down on a croissant. Jace finding this news very alarming. The self-proclaimed fastest in the universe zips around Nail, taunting him in the process. But while he is indeed quick, Nail states his movements are repetitive. Away, the captain poses for a photo with a child. As it seems this world plays host to tourism, the kid thanks Ginyu for the picture, claiming to be his biggest fan, and his friends are going to be extremely jealous. In this universe, it seems Frieza has fooled a few civilizations into believing he's not pure evil, just as Frost did in Super. He then gets an incoming message on his scouter, telling the boy, justice and duty calls, who completely eats it up. The caller alerting him of the situation on the other side of the planet. Ginyu knows, even at top speed, it'll take him at least 5 minutes to get there. Doing away with the first wave of Ginyus. Naturally, Goku struggles much less than his ally. Arriving, Jace is even more shocked to see the report is true. Raccoon and Birder are down. Going on again, he points out they're not dead, and he doesn't want to fight. Though he can't even finish that sentence. Goldo, while tricky in his own right, but much less of a fighter, believes Jace is downright mental if he thinks he's going to engage head-to-head with warriors that could take out the other two Ginyus. Obliviously taunting him, Goku bends down to his level, simply asking where Frieza is, but shouting for him to stop. He's gone. Our hero taking note he can instantly teleport, thinking how cool it would be if he could do that one day too. But as we know, this is just Goldo's time freeze, and since Goku can sense ki, he doesn't stay hidden for long, politely inquiring if he could answer his question. Having no other choice, the Ginyu uses his paralysis technique. Trapping him with the attack, Goku is now at his foe's mercy. Knowing this is bad, luckily, the Saiyan himself has seen something like this before, asking what 432 times 17 is, instantly answering 7,344. Turns out Goldo is much better at math than Chaozu. Wondering, well, what now? Goldo shouting out to his partner to attack him while he can. And it looks like he's the last man standing. With nothing else, he decides to simply impale the Saiyan. Trying to think fast, maybe a maximum Kaioken would free him. Just as Goldo fires. Thanking his savior, Nail keeps himself focused, starting to doubt whether or not Frieza is even here, believing they would have surely felt his presence by now. When Ginyu enters the room, confirming, no, Lord Frieza is not on this planet. finding it astonishing they came here only to defy him. Surely they are insane. Before giving in to his natural Ginyu theatrics. My friends! Proud warriors! All dead! Raccoon correcting, they're all fine actually. His commander a bit deflated and at least the moment being killed. Powering up, Ginyu vows this little escapade ends now, as their strength is completely insignificant against not only their ruler, but even he himself. Nail admits he's immensely outclassed on this one, but Goku still has one more trick up his sleeve. While in space, a soldier begs for Frieza's attention as an urgent message has come from the capital, reporting a Namekian and Saiyan are causing a lot of trouble. But he finds this information ridiculous. Both those species are extinct, but his minion assures it's true. Regretfully, he orders the ship turn back to base, and whoever's at the end of this stupid joke is going to pay. Rejoining Ginyu and Goku mid-battle, the captain admits this Saiyan here is remarkably strong, declaring his admiration for him. And he would like to have his. Stopping, he realizes Goku isn't listening, but unfortunately, it's not due to his usual carefree nature. It's because he can sense an insane power approaching as Frieza's ship enters the atmosphere. Growing frustrated and being ignored, he takes this as the perfect opportunity, using his body swap technique. Look out! Without knowing what he was in for, Nail takes the attack head on for his ally, becoming Ginyu, asking if his friend is okay in the confusion. While it doesn't take Nail more than a few seconds to realize what just happened, knowing Goku was the true target, turning to use the attack again. Nail shouts for Goku to just get Frieza, and he'll handle Ginyu. A bit put off by the IRL Ginyu saying this, and not Nail, and still not aware of what just happened, he still knows he's right. Facing off against the tyrant in the sky, Goku states, without a doubt, this must be Frieza. His power surpasses the others by far. Thinking, Frieza can't place who this is, theorizing it could be the brother of Raditz, forgetting which planet he had him sent to. In fact, this Saiyan completely slipped his mind all these years, until now. And if he managed to make it this far, he must outclass Vegeta greatly. Worried he could actually be the fabled Super Saiyan, knowing it was right to eradicate those monkeys. Goku, being how he is, recommends they take this away from the city, as to not endanger any innocent lives. But Frieza finds this remark nothing short of insulting, as he plans to execute this pathetic fool with a single shot. Knocking the Space Lord to the ground below, Goku feels guilty for not forcing him away from the metropolis, standing and popping off his armor. The demon vows, by the time this is done, Goku is going to know hell. While crazy powerful, Frieza simply isn't a great fighter. So Goku takes the opportunity for a chance to fire him away from all the people. Impossible! Watching while he transforms again, our hero wonders how many states he has. Not able to overcome his weaker form, Nail gets the upper hand on Ginyu, dynamic spouting. If he doesn't like it, then he should return him to his original body. And untimely enough, Goldo takes this as his moment to save his leader. As Ginyu moves in screaming, "You don't need to tell me twice." His underling uses his paralysis attack again. Who mistakes the two? Laughing aloud, vengeance is his. But the real Ginyu tries to call Goldo an idiot, as he's got the wrong guy, while Nail casually walks his way. Nail doesn't spare on the gore taking him down. As he mutters, he was far too dangerous to keep alive. Ginyu bellowing what a moron his subordinate is, or was. Now in his assault form, Frieza admits he's been pushed to his limits. Using his Glue Box Seeker, it makes a direct hit on Goku, but the Saiyan manages to brush it off, deciding he has to take this to Kaioken times 10. Though the Tyrant is amazed, he managed to survive that single shot, let alone be perfectly fine. Taking note on how both Goku and Frieza's powers continue to increase, Nail knows he doesn't have the strength to see this vengeance mission to the end, but in Ginyu's body, it is an opportunity. But first he'll need to do away with the real Ginyu. Having lost his family and his planet, today, Nail chooses to also lose his identity. Finishing off Ginyu and killing his own body, Nail thinks if Goku falls, then at least he himself will have the ability to exchange bodies. That way, he can stay hidden in Frieza's ranks and hit him when he least suspects it. Though the biggest challenge may be teaching his mind what this body already knows. Getting Frieza down in the dirt, Goku states the demon has lost, telling him to promise he'll never hurt anyone again for the rest of his life. But once more, the demon is only insulted by the Saiyan's words. With that final blast, it's over. Goku managed to put up a valiant battle, but in Frieza's true form, he was but an insect. The Galactic Emperor's rule will continue, and the Z-Fighter's place in the universe has come to an end. Feeling Goku's aura fade away, Raccoon makes his way over. Stammering, Nail explains to his subordinate that it's all good, as he eliminated the Namek. But the Ginyu Force Brute scoffs. His bluff isn't taking. Change! Finally! Coming full circle to Frieza's flashback, which may or may not be at the 1 hour 52 minute 11 second mark in the tournament marathon video, whenever that's up, Ginyu sees Frieza changed his form. But arriving, he screams to know what they have done. The capital of his perfect empire is destroyed, a magnificent gem of beauty. There's nothing left. But even though the Ginyus know who is really to blame, they dare not speak it. In fact, the captain takes full responsibility, as he was unable to contain the Saiyan. He presses, it's his fault. Executing him, his master can only angrily sneer. Oh really? Announcing their days of dancing are finished, and it's time for them to find a new name for their squad. Frieza demands they burn the commander's corpse, taking him out of sight. Ginyu body snatches the henchman, walking out without anybody the wiser. Resolved to not let himself be surprised again, the tyrant vows to obtain control of this form permanently. A few days pass. Ginyu finds himself out enjoying the nightlife, but still taken aback how Frieza renounced him. He had done everything for him. He had so much respect for him. 2 more weeks go by, and the former captain still sulks on what happened, realizing how unfair his master has been. He gave him everything, and this is his reward? When another soldier happens by, mocking, "Hey Pipsqueak, laying low are we?" Once again changing forms, apparently to the leader of this regiment, he kneels before Frieza, declaring the planet is theirs. However, there were many Frieza Force casualties, who only disinterestedly responds, "Good, I'm busy. Leave." Growing ever more infuriated, Ginyu realizes these men are literally dying for their ruler, and he doesn't even care. Over the next several years, Ginyu would take control over many bodies, but finding himself downgrading to a non-warrior life. He's greatly bored. But there's no way he'll ever work for Frieza again. Spouting he betrayed him, he dishonored him, he deserves to have his body taken. And staring at an image of the Cold family, he gets a much better idea. How about he put Frieza under his orders? Rushing to alert King Cold, a minion shouts 2 elite guards were found dead. But not even taking his eyes off his work, the ruler piffs this off. Shrugging, they merely use the energy detectors, as this intruder must have a high power and won't be able to hide. But snapping the guard's neck, he smirks. Not necessarily. Having seen this technique only a few times before, Cold actually gets a kick out of a being who can fluctuate their power, calmly asking what he wants. Several other soldiers head in as a familiar glare shines from the room. They stop short of entering while calling out to their highness. But scoffing they're too slow and he's already handled the situation, demanding they clean up this mess and leave. But inside, he can't believe the change worked, not fully confident it would be effective on a frost demon. But focusing, Ginyu knows he must discover everything about Cold in order to pull this off. Naturally, he's aware of all his public videos, but all of his tells are another story. Not to mention this crazy power, as his ki is overwhelming, as if he's going to explode. But mastering his true form with his advanced mental prowess and combat discipline, his reduced states became useless. but not using them would cause attention to his quote, sons. As life went on, communication among the three Frost Demons was few and far between, with neither Cooler or Frieza having a clue. As a true fighter, Ginyu continued to train his body in secret, passing limits no other demon before him had approached. Even his anger towards Frieza faded away. But how will this play into the Multiverse tournament and their last opportunity to obtain the Dragon Balls?